Okay, Carl, my registration is as a broker is complete. Fantastic, Carl. I'm assuming you mean your broker authority's been issued. You got everything in place. You're good to go. I've got customers and I've got carriers. Well, that's what you need. What is the next step in using the broker license? Is it as simple as letting the customers know and arranging transportation? I appreciate it. Thanks. Well, Carl. My. Tell you what, we got a video on our website, taltoa.com, TALTOA.com. And, Carl, I'm thinking you probably should have watched this video before you went out here and got your authority, your license to broker. But if you go to the our website, taltoa.com, on the home page, scroll down, it's going to say an introduction to becoming a freight broker agent. Learn more. That is a link to a webinar we did a couple of years ago. And it really goes into detail about working as a freight broker or freight broker agent. And if you're thinking about entering the industry as a broker or broker agent, I highly recommend you watch that video. More times than not, if somebody calls me at Taltoa and I'm talking to them, and it's obvious, they're just now heading down that course of trying to figure out how they want to proceed. They're not really sure the differences and things of that nature, how they want to start. I always recommend that video. Simply because it goes into detail, the pros and cons about being a freight broker agent, but we will generally always recommend you start out as an agent. And Carl, I can tell you didn't, because if you had, you wouldn't have this question. And I'm not knocking you, but I get it. Now, is it as simple as letting the customers know and arranging transportation? Yes and no. First of all, if you've got customers, they should already know. If you've got carriers, I'm not following what the problem is. Now, I will say this. A lot of times, people will want to become a broker simply because they have a lot of friends that have trucking companies. They're operating their trucks under their own authority. And usually somebody, the owner or whatever, friends are these people, they tell that individual, yeah, man, that's what you need to do is get your broker authority. You can broker loads, get loads for me. Okay. Yeah, if you can, but understand you're not going to start brokering tomorrow and start making money next week. It just don't work that way. It's a process. You got to build your business. Letting the customers know, generally speaking, I'm kind of confused here because you said you got customers. So is it as simple as letting customers know? And now, unless you just didn't give me a lot of enough information, maybe you're a trucking company already. Maybe you got your own authority and you're a carrier, and you added your broker license to, so now you can broker freight as well. Yes, and in a situation like that, if you got your own customers as a carrier, let your customer base know. Just to call them, hey, we got our broker authority. We're able to broker loads now. We're going to be a full-service transportation company. I'm going to send you over my package. We'll get set up and we'll be good to go. That way, the loads you can't haul for that customer, you can broker to other trucking companies. So that way you're still able to make money. Matter of fact, that's why carriers should have their broker authority or a way to broker freight. So any freight that their customers may have that they're not able to cover with their own equipment, they can broker to another trucking company and be able to still make money off that load. Because once you say no to a load, that load's gone. It's no way to get it back, no way to make money off that load in the future. Okay? Now, in a situation like this, okay, you say you've also got carriers. Well, this goes back to what we were talking with C.H. Robinson and Davis earlier about due diligence. You've got to get that carrier set up with your brokerage. Now, you may or may not have done that, but you really got to, if that lawsuit with C.H. Robinson, that's got to be a concern to you. You've got to check out the carrier. You've got to do your own due diligence for that carrier to make a decision if you want to use that carrier or not. Because that carrier, well, just like it in the case of C.H. Robinson, man, they can send you to the poorhouse pretty quick. So you got to do your due diligence. Is everything in place, properly insured? Things of that nature. See what I mean? Generally, what we recommend doing is starting out as an agent. Now, if you've been thinking about starting as you want to be a freight broker, we're going to tell you start out as a freight broker agent. Matter of fact, on our website, taltoa.com, we have packages that are available that are designed specifically for a freight broker agent. That's going to be the basic and the standard. Okay. That's where you're going to get your essential training for starting your broker operation. But once you finish your training, you will be able to start your broker operation as a freight broker agent through us in our mentorship program. Because what we're going to do is allow you to start brokering under a licensed broker, our licensed brokerage, Taltoa Logistics. That's going to allow you to begin your broker operation as a freight broker agent. It's going to allow you to start getting that real life, real world experience, allow you to start building a customer base, and we're overseeing everything you do every step of the way. It's basically consulting, like we provide all of our clients, consulting, with the addition of being able to start your freight broker operation as an agent through us. Okay, you're not going to get out of training and have to go out here and find a company to contract to. And that's going to be tough anyway, simply because you have no experience, no book of business. In our mentorship program, you're able to build that up. And keep in mind, too, if you wish and you've been active through your whole mentorship program, you can ask to be made a direct agent for our logistics side if you wish. I mean, that's totally up to you. I always get this question, too, is what about my customers I get? Well, those are your customers. And I always get the question, well, what about money? Do I make money? Yeah, you can. You're a freight broker agent. Commission in the mentorship program is industry standard, 60% of net. Net is the difference between what the customer paid you and what you paid the truck. It's the profit off the load. Whatever the profit is on the load, you will be able to make 60% of it. But I always tell everybody, understand that in the mentorship program, it's really designed to give you the opportunity to start gaining experience, building a customer base. You've got to have a customer base. Keep that in mind. Anyway, Carl, I've done my best to kind of answer your question, but actually, the next step is getting out there making sales calls. You can't have too many customers. But I'm kind of getting the feeling, like I said a moment ago, it's almost like you have your own carrier authority. You've just added your broker operation. One thing I will tell you, if you are a trucking company and you're thinking about getting your own broker authority, that's fine, but you need to set it up as its own corporation, its own entity. You want it totally separate from your trucking company. The reason for that simply is liability. If your truck got in an accident, and your brokerage was part of the trucking company, and your trucking company got sued due to that accident, well, guess what? Your brokerage is under that same corporate entity. So it's open to that lawsuit. Whereas if your brokerage is its own separate entity, it can't be touched. See what I mean? Makes sense? All right. All right, Carl, I hope that helped you out.